All right, guys, check it out. So we're going to break down Palantir stock in this video, the charts, my thoughts, what I'm looking to do, and later in the video, we'll break down the indexes and some other stocks that I'm looking at. So you know what to do. Hit the like button, make sure to subscribe, and you might as well get up to 15 stocks for Moomoo, each up to $2,000. Just use that link down below. Check out the QR code right here, or go to stocksurfest.com/Moomoo. Get your stocks, guys. And with that being said, cheers for me and my empty cup of coffee, guys. I'm gonna need some more coffee, and let's dive right into the video. So check it out. It's almost 2 p.m. right now on the East Coast, so we're obviously well over halfway through the day. And let me tell you, man, the Fed yesterday, the FOMC meeting, Jerome Powell, that sparked a rally that clearly is lasting into today. We have all the indexes up well over not well over 1%. We have the Russell up over 1%, but the Nasdaq's pretty much up 1%. The Dow's up 0.8%. The S&P's up 0.5%, which, by the way, we hit an all-time high not only on the Dow today, but the S&P and the Nasdaq. All of those are hitting all-time highs, as the Russell is getting close to breaking out again above the recent highs on the 4-hour chart, which you guys can see here. The Russell is up 1.3%. It's at 2,100 points, and the recent high from a couple of weeks ago was at 2,100 points, and obviously, or 2,115 to be exact, and that clearly needs to break. If it does, the Russell, who knows, could finally be on its way to an all-time high, which would put it anywhere from, I think, 2,500 points, 2,600 points. Yeah, that's the all-time high on the Russell. Either way, guys, this is not about the Russell. We have to break down Palantir, which as of now is doing pretty well as well. It's up 1% on the day, about 25 cents, and it's at $24.80 as I'm making this video. And keep in mind, we had a lot of green yesterday heading into the Fed meeting. Post-Fed meeting, we broke out into close, obviously, after market as well. Palantir was moving, and pre-market today, we were moving as well. We were at about 24.90 at, 4 a.m., whenever that was, 5 a.m., whatever. And by the time we opened, we were in the mid-20s, mid-25s. We hit 25.40 at open, and we've pretty much been selling off since. But we're still well above the highs from yesterday, which is really good news for the bulls here, right? In the very short term, you can see that right here. Yesterday, intraday, we peaked at 24.60, 24.70, and right now we're at 24.80. We're holding well above that as I'm making this video, which is a good sign here. And on the 5-day, 5-minute, let me pull this up and see. Let's run through these time frames. Looks like we're getting close to the highs from about a week ago. Looks like exactly a week ago we hit 25.50. So that's going to need to break, hence why my alert is at 25.50. I actually set that alert yesterday. It's still there. So that is a big spot worth watching. On the 5-day, on the 10-day here, we can see how we do have a golden cross. We are starting to reverse. We're above the moving averages. But just not getting the full breakout quite yet, which again comes back to 25.50. And to be honest, man, I'd love to see Palantir start breaking above $26. That'd be ideal in my personal opinion. And on this 20-day chart, we can see right here, we're pretty much right by the 180 SMA. We're well above the 50, but now we're at the 180 SMA, which if this breaks, guys, again, we start pushing mid-25s. This could be a nice breakout play. Maybe at some point heading into next week. I mean, I don't know. It might not happen to end off this week. But, hey, at some point next week, for sure, this is something that I'm going to be watching out for on this stock. And on the 4-hour, you're going to notice how much we're still struggling in the mid-25s. I know I keep saying 25.50. It's because it's such a big level. I mean, look at this. If I clear the drawing set and even get rid of these alerts for a second, we can see how clearly we're making these higher lows, right? But we have resistance at that 25.50 mark, right? If I draw this out, so you could also argue we have an ascending triangle here, right? We have higher lows into that 25.50 resistance. If we get out of there, boom, we can see our first breakout to the mid-27s. If I draw that out, let me show you that, mid-27s. Then if the mid-27s break, like I said a while ago, that's where we're going to start pushing, in my opinion, towards 30, and we'll see where it goes from there. And you guys have to realize, man, when it comes to stocks, the stock market, especially growth stocks like Palantir clearly is, there's going to be periods where the stock goes up very quickly and in a large amount. And it did that, right? It did that post earnings. It went from 16 all the way to 25 bucks. And when that happens, a lot of the time, sometimes, a lot of the time, whatever, the stock just stays flat for a little bit after that. Maybe a month, maybe a couple of weeks, maybe a couple months, right? It depends on the situation. And that's kind of what we're getting right now. We had that huge run after earnings. We consolidated for a couple of weeks. Yes, we did break above or, towards 27.50, which that didn't last long. And now we're kind of back in the consolidation range between 23 to 25 bucks per share. And yeah, I mean, it's gearing up for another big move here, in my opinion, but it takes time. That's the point. It takes time. It's not just going to go up. Not every stock is Nvidia, guys, right? It's not going to go up in a straight line nonstop every day. There's going to be weeks and months of consolidation, of just flatness. And that's kind of what we saw with some other names. Let me actually transition now off Palantir. We saw that with AMD. Do you guys not remember AMD? We called this out, right? We had a lot of consolidation for a good month and a half, right? Between, 160.65 to 180.85, right? A lot of consolidation in that range. And yeah, we ended up completely breaking out, right? You guys can see that we had this triangle play out, which we called out on the channel, not to toot my own horn, but we broke out of 185 all the way to 225, and now take a look at this. Guess what? We're back to 180. We're right back to where we were before the breakout call that I put on AMD, and we're right back here. So let's see if this is getting ready for another rebound or another move, as it is still holding an uptrend, or are we getting ready to break trend, which would not be good at all, obviously, for the bull. So AMD Advanced Micro Devices, keep your eyes on that, of course. We have Micron, which is still moving, man. Now it's up 18%. I made a video on them earlier today. Make sure you guys go check out that if you want to know what happened. We broke down the earnings release, all that good stuff in my earlier video. So make sure you guys go do that. And let's see what else is moving here. I mean, geez, a lot's moving. Nvidia is back over $920 per share, guys. And to me, it looks like it's getting ready to maybe break out to an all-time high here fairly soon. If we draw some key levels out on Nvidia, we can see we have 975.74. Obviously, that's the all-time high. We also have let's see, on the 13th of March, we failed at about 938, 940. That's another key level. So that's coming up right now. It looks like we're about to test it. If we break 940, guys, we could fill the gap to all-time highs. Then if that were to break, well, I think you know where it could be going from there. $1,000, maybe even more. So what do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Hit the like button. Feel free to subscribe, as we are trying to get to 50,000 subs this year. It's a tough goal, but I think we can do it. So make sure to subscribe, and don't forget to get up to 15 stocks for Moomoo, each up to $2,000, guys. Just use that link down below, or go to stocksurfest.com/Moomoo, or check out the QR code right here. Once you open up your account and fund it with at least $100, you get 5 stocks, and fund it with at least $1,000, you get 10 more stocks, totaling 15 stocks, each up to $2,000. It's a no-brainer, guys, and the clock's ticking, so get on it. Use that link down below. And with that being said, cheers. I'll catch you all in the next video.